Hey folks, thanks for watching. You'll be hearing these guys in the background, so I figured I'd introduce you to Leonard and the gang. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I cut grooves by hand. It's a really enjoyable method, and it's for this crib that you're seeing here for my daughter. And I had to do a lot of these grooves, and I still have quite a few more to do, but the process goes really quick, and it's a lot of fun, so stick with us, and here we go. So the first thing we're going to need to do this process is square and straight stock. If you're like me and you get your lumber from the big box store, it's got rounded corners, so you're going to have to do something about that. In my case, I have a table saw and a planer, but if you don't have those, you can also do it with hand planes or sanders as well. I prefer a long hand plane to true up the edges, and here I'm showing you how to do it with a number 7 stamp. The bigger hand planes can be hard to find, so here I am doing it with a number 4. It'll get the job done, but takes a bit more checking. Sanders work too, or hand sanding, if you're really brave. Now it's time to find the middle of my board, so that way I can mark the center line and work from the inside out. In this case, my board was 52 inches, which gives me a 26-inch center. Here you can see how I mark center on one of my slats and use it to determine where the sides of my first groove are going to fall. I then mark the bottom of where my groove will be. I used a marking gauge, but you could just as easily use an adjustable square and a pencil, so long as you're careful. Next we'll score our knife lines. A simple box cutter and a cheap engineer square work great. Now I'll score my knife wall in, starting lightly and progressively deepening my cut as I go along. I'll take a chisel and remove a triangular piece of waste, making a channel so my saw can track evenly across the cut. I'll begin the cut slowly, working down 2 faces, the top and the front face, coming down and establishing my front line, and then finally dropping my saw in. So now it has 2 lines to follow, and it'll make it incredibly hard for it to wander. And the next line is just a repeat operation of the first. Then I'll cut some relief lines, which will make knocking out the waste a little bit easier when it's time to use the chisel. And there we have our lines. Next we'll need a chisel to knock the waste out and something to hit it with. I'm using a simple 2-faced mallet. And now my favorite part, knocking the waste out. I'll begin away from my line, about halfway down, and work in towards the middle so I don't blow the ends of my groove out. To even the bottom of my groove, I'll be using this little router plane. These things are great, but they're very expensive. This one costs 50 bucks. A cheaper alternative is to take a chisel, knock it through at an angle less than 45 degrees. In my case, I used 37, and just knock it through a piece of wood like this, gives you a nice flat base. Again, I'll work in towards the middle from the outsides, careful until I get very close to the end, not to go out either side of the groove, so that way I don't risk blowing out the fibers. Here you can see that this little router plane really does work great. And here's our groove, nearly finished. We'll grab our test slat and finesse the fit. I could see that I was high on what is the right side of the screen, so I'll just get in there with a chisel and clean that corner out. We'll see if it seats properly. Ultimately, this will be glued into place, but I'm really happy with that fit. It's easy enough to get in, but still tight enough here. You can see that I take my hands off of it, and it actually holds itself in place. That's our finished product, looking nice and neat. Hope you guys enjoyed this, hope you learned something, and I hope it inspires you to make something yourself. If you guys like this, let me know. I'll make more just like it.